Baltimore. And when we were in Towson, we got no support. I didn't know where anybody was. And we should have been in uproar. We should have understood to come out and support and say enough is enough here in this town. We have too many deaths going on, and and we're letting people off on crimes that just shouldn't be.
Do you feel like your son's murder by the Baltimore County off-duty cop, do you feel like that was mainstream America sending a message just like they did in Sanford, Florida?
I do. I believe we got it 2 times over. We got it through my son's case, saying that we gonna keep you guys down. We have control of legislation. We have control over the judicial, the whole process. And that's what I'm glad that you talked about it today, because it is going to be through voting. It is going to be through putting people in place. It is going to be through changing laws. Right now, we have Christopher Brown's law coming up again, which was lost by 1 vote last year, and it's to reform the police department. But just like reforming the police department, the churches need to have a sit down with us as moms. There's no accountability here in Maryland at all. So
who's been the biggest supporters of you through this troubling hour of your life and your family's life?
It's my family. I look to the NAACP. I look to the National Action.
What about the moms? You got a crew of moms of
murdered sons.
Tell them about them.
Amazing.
I love them women. I met them a few years back. Love them so much.
They showed up at my son's funeral. And, of course, during that time, I didn't understand what this was all about. I didn't know that there was an epidemic, going on. I didn't know that black kids in general was under attack, and we are, and I don't believe Maryland is paying attention to it. So we're in Florida.
They paying attention. They were chasing them from the harbor last night.
Well, it's amazing that we are not taking a stand. So yeah, I had the support of the moms of murdered sons, and we got together even last night to Jamal's church, and there were a handful of people, even 142 children murdered. At least it should have been 142 representatives in that audience of murdered sons saying enough is enough in Maryland. This just causes me to believe that nobody is going to take a stand. And guess what? We decided as moms, we'll stand. We will sit down with the police department.
You keep standing. I'll stand with you. I'll go anywhere you need me to go.
We're going to do that, because I asked the chief of police last night to sit down with us.
Chief of police in Baltimore City or Baltimore County?
Yes, in Baltimore City. I feel like our mission field is not in Africa, is not in Florida. Our mission field is here in Maryland. And we have enough work to do here in this state, because guess what? That Trayvon Martin's law of stand your ground can come in Maryland in a form of a number, and we won't even know it.
I have to ask you your thoughts after seeing the Trayvon Martin verdict. I've been wanting to ask you that for a long time.
When I saw it happen to me, and I watched the trial, and I watched how the state's attorney actually helped the prosecution side to cast that shadow of a doubt to the jury. And I know that that's an art to that. And that way their hands...
Saying the prosecutor did not go tenaciously after George Zimmerman.
No. And the same
not like they would have if it was a black man that killed a white boy.
No, indeed. So, and I saw it in my case, and then seeing, and I thought publicity, and I thought, it being worldwide, that he wasn't going to get off. And he did get off. So it slapped me in the face twice. I lived a funeral 3 times. First with my son's funeral, and then with the verdict, and then hearing the verdict in Florida. I knew that they were sending us a message that if we're going to keep going forward, they're going to try different avenues to keep us down. And we've got to.
And who is us and who is them?
Well, I believe the African American community needs to understand that there's been the whole system against us in the long run. I mean, in general. And through legislation, through passing laws and things like that, they are able to keep us at a standstill. We've got to come up from underneath of this, and we've got to go and vote. We've got to, go and change laws.
We busy shopping.
We
We
are.
busy going to Vicky's Secret.
We are. And that needs to change. But I do agree with you. Pastors need to help educate their congregation.
First, they need to get educated themselves.
Get educated, because it's
and practice
dangerous.
what you preach.
It's dangerous.
Practice. See, you can't preach the transformational power of God through Jesus Christ and you don't know nothing about it yourself. If you still stuck yourself.
Or if you're in politics, because I was invited to a church to speak out, and they canceled right on a Thursday. They invited me on a Monday. They canceled on Thursday. I went to the church because I wanted to see why they abruptly canceled, and I saw nobody but politicians in the audience, and they were welcoming them into the pulpits.
So we want to be. It seems like we are more concerned with being popular and looking cute
Yes.
than actually getting the work done.
Yes.
You know, black children going to school are typically the nicest looking kids.
Yeah, they are.
But I need them to be the smartest
Well,
kids.
you know, one
Because
thing-
that's more important. I don't care if you got fish heads on, you got a 4.0, you're going to have all of the Gucci and Lamborghinis that you want. But you got to get that education right.
Right. And through my son's death, I just have to say that if I did not train up a child in the way it should go, I believed in educating my son first and getting to know the Lord. So right now, he's out of harm's way and he's in heaven. So I just believe that parents first need to introduce their children to the Lord. When we talk about hope, when we talk about, changing lives, it starts there, and that's what our pastors were in place to do, changing lives in our community. And that is far from that now.